Veleposlanstvo Sjedinjenih Američkih Država pokrovitelj ovog humanitarnog događaja od njegovih začetaka. S ovim je posebno zadovoljstvo pozvati veleposlanika SAD-a u Republici Hrvatskoj, njegovu ekscelenciju Kennetha Mertena.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and dear friends. To begin with, I want to thank Ivan Vidakovic and Andrea Dokujelicic and the entire American Chamber of Commerce team for organizing the event, or the evening for Safe Steps dinner again this year. I also want to thank tonight's sponsors and all of you here tonight for supporting such a worthy cause, not just with your words, but also with your wallets, your checkbooks, your credit cards, and your cash. You get the picture. I'm proud of the work that the United States has done in supporting humanitarian demining in Croatia and elsewhere. Worldwide, we've spent over $2 billion since 1993. In Croatia, we've donated over $30 million since 1999, which has resulted in the clearance of almost 16 square kilometers of land and the removal of over 3,500 landmines and other unexploded ordnance in Croatia. In addition to mine clearance, some of the funds we have donated have also gone to provide mine risk reduction in schools and assistance to mine victims. Of course, we've not done this alone. First on the list of people to thank are the deminers themselves, the courageous few who do the sometimes tedious and always dangerous work of finding and clearing mines. And in so doing, they help secure a safer and more prosperous future for their country and their fellow citizens. I also need to recognize and thank our Croatian government partners, including the county prefects and mayors from around the country who work with us on projects in their counties and towns, and of course our friends from the Government Office for Demining and CROMAC. We still work with our partners from ITF, which for 15 years has been making Croatia and Southeast Europe safer by raising funds from other donors and administering U.S. humanitarian demining contributions. As you probably know, since 1998, for each dollar ITF has raised in Croatia, the United States has donated a matching dollar. And again this year, for every kuna you donated tonight, the United States will donate another kuna. And every single kuna makes a difference. I saw this myself in March when I visited Krka National Park to mark the completion of the final demining project within the park. As you probably know better than I, Krka is located in what was one of the primary conflict zones during the Homeland War. It was heavily contaminated with landmines and unexploded ordnance, some of which was discovered by local residents. Clearing the park of mines was a long and difficult process and would not have happened at all were it not for the combined efforts and, yes, the money of many different organizations. Croatian government, Šibenik, Knin County, and Krka National Park itself contributed funds. But so too did the private sector, NGOs such as Croatia Without Mines, and foreign donors like the United States. Krka National Park is a safer place today for the thousands who live there, and for the hundreds of thousands who visit every year because of these efforts. Just last week, my colleague Maggie Nardi was back in Šibenik, Knin County, for a first-hand look at the difference that the American Chamber of Commerce and the Evening for Safe Steps has made over the past 12 years. Maggie joined Andrea Dokujelicic and others in presenting the certificate to county officials for 226,539 kuna raised as the result of your generous contributions at last year's Evening for Safe Steps. That's about $93,000 US. As a direct result of this donation, 52,000 square meters of arable land was cleared. We all know there remains work to be done in Šibenik, Knin County, and elsewhere in Croatia. But thanks in no small measure to your combined efforts and generosity, there is now a little bit more safe, mine-free land available for families and farmers in Šibenik, Knin County. 2013 has been a momentous year in Croatia's history, capped, of course, by your accession to the European Union on the 1st of July. It's been a good year for humanitarian demining efforts as well. with almost 27 million square kilometers of land cleared and over 1,400 anti-personnel land, 590 anti-tank mines, and 12,600 other unexploded ordnance removed in the first 10 months. It's now been 9 years since a child has been hurt by a landmine in Croatia. But even with all this progress, more remains to be done, as evidenced by 4 people, a hunter, and 3 Croatian deminers who were hurt by a landmine or unexploded ordnance in 2013. I'm convinced that the generous donations by the private sector and by people such as yourselves will be key to a mine-free Croatia. So in closing, thank you again, all of you who have been so generous in your contributions to humanitarian demining in Croatia. Thank you all for coming here tonight. Thank you for your efforts to support Evening for Safe Steps this year and in the past. And I want to wish you a very terrific evening. Thank you so much.